enjoy. So, that's about all I had, though. Really. Was there anything else you want to touch on?
It's a good question. I don't know. Like, your questions were amazing, so I was like having a lot of fun, like getting in depth with that. That was awesome.
And see, that's why, because there's two ways to do this. And my program director, I don't know if you saw him, but he's very anal about being prepared, and being prepared, and being organized and stuff like that. Like,
I mean, it's good to have like your few questions, but a podcast is more realistic when you just have that sit down, organic conversation,
right?
Where feeling each other's vibes and whatnot, and just going from there.
Exactly. And see, that's what I try to like. I try to capture that, and then convey it to the the listener. Because I was telling, I had a guest last night, and I was telling her, I'm like, many of these people, yourself included, spoke to you yesterday for the first time, meeting you face to face right now for the first time. It's like, okay, I'm gonna meet you face to face for the first time, stick a microphone, so it's like, there's tension. People don't like to, I mean, they just feel weird. I think that people have, perceptions of themselves, and so, they're very nervous about that perception not being what's recorded. But I'm trying very hard to not record that, to record something that's very, so a lot of times I'll start recording, like right away, and then they're just talking, they might be talking shit about their best friend. And then they're like, oh shit, we're recording. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, hey, at the end they'll be like, hey, can you cut that one part out? And I'm like, yeah, I'll cut it out. Cause you don't want that person to know that you was talking shit about them. Me personally, I don't have a problem talking shit about people. Like, I say names, cause I don't care. I only want in the interest of the guest. I don't force that on other people, but I got no problem saying your name. I will say a person's name.
Yeah, because like at first with the whole, photography bashing, like, because I was going in on everybody. But then I was also realizing, with friends, I started losing friends because they're like, yo, you need to just like calm down and blah, blah. But like, I didn't really see it that way because I grew up like bullied just all the time. I was such a doormat growing up. So now I'm just like, if you're going to say something to me, I'm going to say something back. And if you guys are going to be salty about it, then that's on y'all.
Bullied about what?
Well, like growing up, I was just like this awkward fat emo kid. I listened to a lot of My Chemical Romance and like all that weird stuff. And I went to like these super, ritzy white private schools, like Christian schools, only black girl, only black person, period. And, just dealing with like the heavy racism and just, being an outcast and being different. And, you get a lot of people who, just push you around. And I was just, the way that my parents raised me, it's like, don't fight, just like turn the other cheek.
Right.
Just continue on and be strong.
Continue being a doormat. Let people say anything they want to you.
And just, just know at the end of the day, you're the one that's right. They're the one that's wrong. Blah, blah, blah.
Whereas that's very mature.
That's very mature.
Adult.
Yes.
It's also not very satisfying.
Because then when you're not, there's ways that you can stand up for yourself, professionally or maturely and whatnot.
Sure.
But back then I didn't know how to handle that because I was so young.
Right.
And so back then I just, kind of just hold everything inside.
Right. Which is, this is true as well.
Yeah.
I can see that. That turns into a problem later on in life. That I deal with, just bottling things in until they explode, and that's definitely.
And then you lose everything,
right? Yeah. And then I'm in a bigger mess than before. But yeah, I can get that. But a certain amount, I feel like there's, because now kids aren't bullied at all. and it's like it's terrible. Like, I mean, they're so bitch made and they're so weak willed because nobody ever challenges them and no one ever says no to them. And it's like, and if you do, there's like this whole you bully. And like, I mean, when I was a kid, like, I mean, I wasn't bullied, but like everybody picked on everybody. I mean, if I was bullied, I gave what I got, like, I mean, eventually, it became like, well, hey, people are picking on me, but, someone's picking on that person. Everybody's just getting picked on. Like, what goes around is coming to you next. Like, I mean, sometimes it was just my turn to get picked on. Like, I remember in 8th grade, we had like, I was going to a school, Coolwood, and we would go, science on one day, social studies on the other day. And I was in that class with like, with guys who were like 6 feet already.
Oh
like
my God.
6 feet, I was in there with like 4 people who probably were like LeBron James size, like no lie. Like one of these dudes, I don't know if that was the year, but he had already beat me up. Like in the past, he had already put hands on me, and just completely overwhelmed me. Like, in every way, like reach, strength, speed. Like he was just, trained fighter against a kid. But it was just like a zoo in there. And like, and I appreciate that now because I see these kids and I'm like, it just looks like feeding time to me. It's just like, if you kids went to my school, you would not make it out alive. Like, I mean, suicide's not funny, but the schools, the environment I grew up in, it made a person want, it made a person want to go home and like, and end it all. But I mean, I see these people as adults and, they're well balanced and, and I talk to them and even they're like, I don't get these kids now. Like, I mean, the stuff that happened to me as a kid, this is them telling me this. They're like, the stuff that happened to me, that was like, I used to go home and cry every day. These people, they're like, don't win a game or something, and then like the whole school has to shut down because little Justin is crying or Brittany has an attitude. So it's just real.
And you
weird.
got all this stuff that they're sharing like on Snapchat and Instagram and all this crazy stuff that's going on in between that, and easily just record all this crazy stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. So speaking of, shout out your handles. Follow you and find your work.
Definitely. Okay, so my Instagram is The Lunar Hippie, and hippie is spelled HIPPIE with an underscore. And then you can also find me on Tumblr at thelunarhippie.tumblr.com.
Wait, say the Instagram again? Something about that sounded confusing as hell.
Oh, no. No, that's fine. So my Instagram is The Lunar Hippie _.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was spelling hippie because some people spell it differently and whatnot, so I was just making sure.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, some people might spell it with a Y.
Yeah.
And some people might spell it I-E.
Mm-hmm. And mine's I-E.
I mean, I would probably spell it with a Y. But if a Y is unavailable, then, I mean, I feel like it's equally as acceptable to spell it I-E. So, all right. So what do you got work? Do you have any shoots, anything? Are you continuing your?
Yeah. I'm actually just rented a Airbnb this Sunday for a shoot I'm doing, and I'm pretty excited because it's my first celebrity shoot. So
celebrity shoot.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna be shooting with pro surfer Arnie Watkins.
Shit.
And so he's coming in to Charlotte to come shoot with me. So I'm really excited about it.
That's exciting. I mean, and I look forward to it. And now, is he gonna? Is this just is it just him, or is this more of the?
No, this is something different that I'm doing along with another photographer,
Okay.
Demetrius Rucker. We're doing a shoot with him and my girl Jay, and we're pairing them up together for a shoot. It's not a part of the Lost Inhibition series.
Okay.
But this is just like another thing that we're doing on the side as a project.
Oh. Real quickly, and most times when I have a photographer in here, I ask him the same question. And this is the first time I've had a female photographer. What is your opinion of like? I follow a lot of photographers on Instagram. Now the average photographer that I follow, I would say probably if there were 10, then 6 or 7 of them usually just have an attractive woman stand dead center, in front of their camera, turned around, and then they take pictures and then post them on the internet, and they're like, hey, I'm a photographer. Now, you being a vixen photographer at that.
Well, I do some of that on the side. Like, I'm open to everything. Like, because you have really talented photographers. They're absolutely amazing at what they do, but they're always doing the same thing.
Right.
And with my photography, like, at first, did I think about doing vixen? Maybe. I did it for a little bit. But there's just so many things that you can do as a photographer, and when you can branch out, experiment with stuff. Don't just limit yourself to one thing. Like, if you have what it takes, you should definitely just, open your wings.
I mean, that's good advice. I don't ever knock anybody's, first of all, I'm a man, so I love to see, that's those are the types of things I like to see. But I'm just like, how are you're limiting yourself because, I mean, at a certain point, it's just like, okay, like, I don't know. Even as a man, I just get tired of seeing, half naked women, on my timeline, just, turned around, camera zoomed straight in on the apple. And, it's just like, I mean, yeah, it's a nice ass or whatever, but like, what's happening here? Like, like what's really happening in this picture? Like, there's this one guy, I don't know his Instagram right off. I wish I did. I might put it in the description maybe, but like, he takes like some ill ass pictures of like the city, like,
Oh, the city. Oh, I know a lot. Livestone West.
Oh,
shot
yeah.
by
Him.
Yeah,
him.
Jeffrey. I love Jeffrey.
Yeah.
He's amazing. I actually modeled for him once. He's cool people.
Him.
He's really good. Fixed CLT Gypsy. Shot by Jones.
Shot by Jones.
Shot by Jones is really, really good.
Yeah, Shot by Jones. That's what I'm thinking of. Shot by Jones.
Shot by Jones and Livestone West are like two of my favorites. Oh, and then Shutter Anthem. Oh, man. His stuff is absolutely just like freaking legendary. It's great.
I'm going to have to check him out. But Shot by Jones, like, his shit is like flames.
Yes.
Like,
it's sharp.
Yeah, super,
very sharp.
Super nice. And it's just not at all the regular shit. Like, it's just not at all. Like, even, I mean, and I follow a lot of people who do like scenic photography as well, but his stuff is still just like,
just the way that he like gets his angles, I'm like,
right.
Where could you have even gone to get that? This is insane. It's awesome.
There's a level of like, danger involved in some of the stuff. And it reminds me, I don't know if you remember Getting Up. It was a like a PlayStation 2 game, and had like Talib Kweli, like it was about like a graffiti artist. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's super throwback. Like I'm as equally a big a gamer as I am an anime nerd. So I played like, a ton of different stuff. But like that game gave me like an appreciation for like graffiti artists. Not only just their art, but like the positions that they put themselves in to do that. And like that's like the feeling I get when I'm like, yo, you had to climb somewhere, crawl under somewhere.
I remember when I was at this there's a meetup that happens every few months with Third Pupil. He's another really great photographer, and he'll get about like 40 something photographers that come and do a bunch of like crazy shit in the city. And I'll see some of those photographers, they'll be like climbing up the side of skyscrapers and whatnot, and like right on the edge just to get like that shot. Like, you're literally a millimeter away from like your death.
From falling to your death.
But they tough it out and do it. I remember when Tarek's View did a shot like that. I was watching him in the parking lot right on the edge, like literally his heel was on the corner of the skyscraper, and I was like, man, if you die,
Right.
and I'm a witness,
Right. And that's why I fuck with them, because now